Hello, I'm Jeff Bickel. Welcome to part 2 of my Matinee tutorial videos. In this video, I will be showing you how to create a basic looping movement, how to start and pause this animation with a switch, and how to add multiple actors to the same Matinee group. Alright, so let's get started. I've set up this platform here, and I've ensured that all of these are set to interp actors and have interpolating physics. Now this switch here, if you open the options with F4, can also have interpolating physics. So that will animate just fine. So the first thing I want to do is set this platform to go across this little hole here and back. So I'll create a new Matinee as before, open it, create myself a new empty group here. We'll call this sliding platform. And under that, add a new movement track. Now, we want this to be fairly fast. So we'll go ahead and set it at the 2.5 second mark. It will be across the little chasm here. Select the track. Hit enter to add yourself a new keyframe. Now we want this to be precise because we want it to be consistent on both sides. So we right click on this keyframe right here, set the time, and it looks like I get it dead on. And so then we'll go over here to 5 seconds. We want it to cross again back to where it originally was. Select the track, add another keyframe. Now this green area here is what will loop when you hit loop selection up here. So we want it to loop the whole thing, so we'll drag this out here to the 5 second mark. And we will loop the whole thing. Now that looks right. But only the platform is moving. We need to ensure that everything moves and stays together. So that's easily done. Just select the item, right-click in Kismet, and add a new object variable using that interpretive actor. Using that interp actor. We do that for each one, including the switch. We make those a little nicer. So we don't want to have big old clumps of stuff. And then from this group, on the bottom of the Matinee, we just connect them. And it really is that easy. Whenever we open Matinee now, we could see everything moves together as a unit. One important thing to note is that it will perform the same animation based on the relative rotation of that item. So if you've had to rotate your platform before you get it to look right, you need to rotate everything on the platform by the same amount, or it'll go off in a different angle. If this doesn't work aesthetically, you need to create a new movement track and just animate it by hand. Okay. So we want this to loop in-game as well. So in this properties section, we check looping. And that's all we need to do. Alright, so to activate it, with this trigger selected, right-click, new event using trigger 1, used. This means whenever the player uses it with the E key, it will send the trigger. First thing we want to do here is uncheck aim to interact so that the player does not have to look directly at the trigger. That works for some things, but not for what we're doing here. And then we want to come down here and we want to set the max trigger count to 0, which will remove the maximum. Now we want this to both be able to start and pause the animation. So we're going to need to add a switch here, which is very easy. You just add a new action, go down here to switch, and select switch. Now we hook that up to the used into the input. Down here, we're going to set it to link count 2 because we want it to do two things. We want it to play and do pause. And then we want to check looping here so that after it gets activated twice, you can start it up again. Alright, then we'll set the link 1 to play, the link 2 to pause, and everything should be set up just fine. We're going to test this level. Okay, so I go onto the platform and I hit E and it'll start up, and I hit E again and it pauses. Hit E a third time, start up, and it'll loop around, and it looks like everything's working. Thanks for watching. My next video will show you how to do rotational movement, flashing lights, and hope to see you then. Thank you.